Morning, all. So, while there's news going on in other leagues, if you're a football fan, they fired their defensive coordinator. Yeah. If you, bloody blitz. What the hell? What are you thinking? Why you run a blitz? It was to the point yesterday where people went, "That's such a stupid play defensively. They have to be losing on purpose." And so either they fired him because they're not trying to lose on purpose, or they fired him because we figured it out. So if you're a football fan, you know what I'm talking about. Just ridiculously stupid play. That's how you go 0-12. And if you're an NBA fan, well, we're going to come back to what's going on with the NBA today and how I think that ties into the National Hockey League and the reality of what we're going through. So, the ECHL news of the day: Cincinnati Cyclones, Idaho Steelheads, and the Kalamazoo Wings. And I thought about Kalamazoo. Let me just go ahead and make that spelled correctly so I don't get a bunch of... And the funny thing is, I was going to say Kalamazoo. I thought, I'll just say Kalamazoo and have people lose their minds. But it's Kalamazoo Wings, who are the ECHL clubs for Buffalo, Dallas, and Vancouver, respectively. They have pulled out of this season. We have 15 ECHL teams right now for 31 NHL teams. So the players who are under ECHL contracts, so guys who do not have NHL contracts, are now free agents. And the season starts on the 11th. So it starts on Friday. And so there's a lot of hockey players that get this news today and go, well, I'm out of work. And they don't make a lot in the ECHL. We talk a lot, and I've said this in recent videos too, we talk a lot about how much guys make in the NHL, and yes, it's a lot of money. The guys in the ECHL are playing for the love of the game. These are not guys who are getting rich. These are guys who might be making, I know, $400 or $500 a week is out there as a number. And again, it's a short season, and then you're off. And so it's you're playing for the love of the game in the East Coast League. So hopefully a lot of those guys find work around the ECHL or around wherever they can find it right now, right? Because things are different, at least for this year. So basically, the ECHL is going to do its best to come up with a season. I will be covering it once it gets going, and we'll see how it goes. Because how the ECHL goes could tell us how a lot of things hockey-related goes this year. Matt Zuccarello news. So I did a video on him, and we talked about how he had arm surgery in that video. But he's being looked at by team doctors. It's been confirmed he won't make it to training camp if it's early January, that he likely won't be ready to go mid-January. And so it's a question of what happens with Zuccarello and how long is he going to be out. And I don't think we know yet until the doctors have evaluated him and they've come up with a number. I also want to say I've seen this out there lately, and I'm just going to go ahead and weigh in on it. I think we see ads on jerseys when the league comes back. I'm wearing this jersey for a reason. So you see where the number is on these Buffalo jerseys? And this is a black accelerator. This is a Thomas Vanek. And I got these from Full Moon jerseys. They were cheap. Relatively speaking, in most jerseys, they're cheap. But I think, when you look at the placement of the numbers on the front of some of these jerseys, that's where the ad would go. Now, the promise has always been that if an ad goes onto a jersey that belongs to an NHL team that we watch on TV, they will not go on to those retail jerseys. So if you buy a jersey in the store, you do not get the ads that you get on the jerseys that you watch on TV, kind of thing. So if you're getting a game-worn jersey, you'll have the ad attached to it. But I do think we get those because the NHL is looking for extra revenue streams, and that's one of them. And the NHL's been toying with that idea for a while, and they were waiting till other leagues did it first. And now with 2020 being as 2020 as it is, I do think we probably see ads on jerseys. I don't think we see them this season coming up, but the season following, I think that starts to be a thing. And I agree, we don't want it to look like it does for some of these European teams where you might have a perfectly fine jersey with a really nice color scheme, but it just looks like a giant billboard. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Even the NHL looks at those and goes, we can't do that. It would not be accepted, and then your merch sales would drop like a rock if you were trying to sell them that way as well. So we'll see what happens and how they announce it or roll it out, or if they announce it at all, they may just have them on there. We already see them on practice jerseys, training camp, this kind of thing. It's a gradual, we're going to gradually include these a little bit at a time, and then all of a sudden, here they are. There you go. The ads are on the jerseys. You can try to sneak it by us. So the league and the union talk twice on the weekend, both on Saturday and on Sunday. And when they do come to an agreement, and there is some belief that they're going to, it then has to go to the Board of Governors to be signed off on, and has to go to the NHLPA's Executive Committee to be signed off on, which takes some time, because then you have to have your conference calls, you have to explain the entire agreement, and you have to make sure that everybody's going to, or a majority are going to vote to actually ratify it. That's the tricky part. Now, also what's being reported is that we're going to see a later start to the season for the NHL than the NBA. Pierre LeBrun points this out, and I agree with him. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before. The NBA has a much better TV contract. Their reliance on gate revenue is not as expansive as it is, let's say, for the NHL. The NHL's reliance on gate revenues is a lot. And so if the NHL can push their season later and look at, as we get into 2021, being able to have fans in attendance, being able to have that experience, and get that revenue back, get some of that revenue back, then the players owe less money. The NHL loses less money. Those two things are tied to each other. And then a lot of this pain that we're going through right now financially with the league, that is somewhat settled out, and in a way that it wouldn't be if they'd come back in late December. And we're looking at certain locations where they couldn't come back in late December if they wanted to. So there's a lot of work to be done, but the later start than the NBA makes a lot of sense. And the NBA has now apparently announced that they're giving $30 million apiece to every single team in the league to help them out through these financially difficult times of 2020. So the NBA is losing a lot of money too. And this is a league where they already agreed to adjust all the revenue, all the money down, and now they're giving out basically $1 billion to their teams in order to help them out financially. So this is where we're at. The NFL is going to see a clawback in their salary cap next year. Major League Baseball, I think we're going to see some financial repercussions for Major League Baseball as well in terms of their overall bottom line. And so the NHL's basically following their lead. So we'll see how this all turns out, but hopefully I can report on an agreement over the next couple of days. I'm willing to say it should be over the next couple of days, just because the financials, as difficult as they may look, I don't think they're as far apart as we may see it. Usually it's just, they go, fine, we'll just take this, and the owners go, all right, well, we'll give up this, and that's it. ESPN is having a greatest NHL name bracket. And I just wanted to, for no reason, hold up my jersey here, which belonged to Pekka, well, it didn't belong to. The name is of Pekka Radicalio, who played for the Calgary Flames. If any name other than Pekka Radicalio is named as the greatest name in the history of the National Hockey League, I have my doubts. And I understand there are some other names that might sound funny, and they might sound dirty if you say them the right way. And yet, Pekka Radicalio, that is a great name. When I ordered this jersey, I double-checked the spelling 3 times, because I thought, if I get this wrong, and really, this Calgary jersey is fantastic, right? But if I get this wrong, I'm going to be really mad. So this is the winner, okay, spoiler alert, this is the winner of the greatest name in the history of the National Hockey League. This right here is it. And there may be others that are close, but to me, this is it. So ESPN, good luck. I noticed they used a picture of Yager. They have his nameplate on the back of his jersey, and in the picture they used for the headline. Yager's name is nowhere near as fun as Radicalio. Yager's interesting in that there's just the one vowel, and Ferk is going to get some talk because there's no vowel in his last name, so that's fun. But this is Radicalio, and if you're going to pay to get a jersey done with custom name and number, make it the longer name. Even if it's not one of your favorite players, make it the longer name so you're getting your money's worth out of it. So when it's a really short name like, I don't know, Ben out of Dallas, for instance, that's 4 letters. They're not doing a whole lot of work. Make it like 80 letters like this. And I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 80. Yeah, that works out. And of course, he wears number 4, making him potentially the greatest defenseman to ever wear that number. So while all the brains of the collective viewers are exploding in this moment. Hey, Pecoraro Kelly, greatest name. But yeah, those kinds of contests are fun, and I've wanted to do like an all name team and best names from the 2020 draft, and who knows, I may get that going over the next few days here. But yeah, so best name bracket, ESPN, check it out, that kind of thing. Anyways. I hope everybody's having a good Monday. You can't have a great Monday. It's not possible, but you can have a good Monday because it's Monday, right? So it's the best you can hope for is good. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.